Hey guys, this is GamerCow. We are playing Pokemon Black Random Nuzlocke, and we're starting off with a two-step encounter with freaking Emolga. That's entertaining because that would actually normally show up here if you were in the shaking patches of grass. And god damn it, 110 freaking movement stuff still happens. So yeah, this video I've got a couple more trainers to fight here. There's an item to get, obviously. I could not get away from it there, really? They're not that much faster than me, are they? That's kind of disturbing. Am I honestly not going to be able to run away from a freaking Emolga here? That's... wow. I did not expect that, considering how fast Dweevil is. Well, relatively fast. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go for the Celestial Tower, and I'm gonna hope I can get it all done in one shot, because that would be nice. So, dude is sending out the Dweevil. You know, I really don't want to fight this with Dweevil, because it's a part rock type, and I really don't like that as a prospect. So, yeah, gonna have to switch out of that thing. And I guess Regal's probably the best general bet for it. It's part rock, it's part bug, so it's neutral against ground, but considering I've got the rivalry boost here as well, yeah, it's fine. Now, unfortunately, it does happen to have the thing known as Sturdy, or at least it should have Sturdy, but it's also fairly physically defensive, so I may not even beat it in one shot, and I obviously don't. It's like really ridiculous that way. I've just lowered its speed and it goes in rock polishes. I don't think it'd be faster even at +2 because come on, it's a Dweevil, it's ridiculously slow as it is. And you gotta wonder just how it's gonna polish that rock on its back anyway. Let's face it here. How is that little bug gonna polish its rock? Unless it somehow comes out of the rock. And man, Simisage, if I had my stuff, I guess Chip Away should be fine. If I had my my poison attack stuff here, I'd be perfectly fine. But Chip Away gets a crit and goes ahead and kills it in one shot. Anyway, so hooray for Chip Away. Chip Away is proving to be quite a good attack right now. And obviously we do get a level up. You know, not gonna neglect that. What a trainer! Heck yeah, we are a trainer, yes. So, you may have noticed it's not hailing today. That is kind of interesting. It's just one of those things that, you know, sometimes it's raining on these routes, sometimes it's not raining. Today it's not raining, and because it's winter, obviously the rain would be hail. But, yeah, it's a fun fact, I guess, that sometimes it just isn't raining here. But, well, what else can you say to it? Oh, that's not a Pokemon. He was gonna try and catch us. That's not cool. Seriously. Parker. What kind of name is Parker? Oh, god dang it, Palpitoad. Palpitoad's part freaking ground and... That's not cool for my little Dweevil here. I'm trying to level this thing up because obviously I need it for what's coming up. You know, with a name like Skylar, it's pretty obvious what the trainer type is here. You know, I don't think there's any sort of doubting that. And I kind of want to train up my, you know, Dweevil for it. And I can't because I keep getting forced out by type disadvantages and all that jazz, you know? It's not cool. Oh well, I'm probably gonna still get forced out quite a bit in Celestial Tower actually, so Dweevil's not gonna see a... holy crap, really? Wow, okay, that's actually one level lower than it should be to be fully evolved, but yeah, Scolipede! It's the fully evolved form of Venipede, and it's actually surprisingly fast. It's pretty physically offensive, but of course it's bug and poison. Both of those types are effective against Mattress there. So I'm kind of glad I have Uddernaut to take the physical hits instead, because otherwise I'd be kind of a little bit worried. And of course she has the Rocky Helmet too, so that helps. I am sort of worried about Poison Point on this thing, but it's weak against Psychic, so if I can actually hit it with a Psychic attack, then that would be very nice. It still does a relatively good amount of damage, considering. But then again, it is a fully evolved Pokemon at this point, and whilst it's not the strongest of Pokemon, it does have a fairly decent attack power, you know, considering it's fully evolved and most of my stuff is not. I know Udinol is fully evolved, so don't give me that, but yeah, you get the point, right? Regardless of that, we're just going to go ahead and get Struggle Bugged, I suppose. Sure, that actually did a fairly decent amount of damage because of the crit. God freaking dang, these crits all over the place. Well, I was going to Milk Drink this turn anyway, so I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference in the end. Because it still didn't stop me healing back up to full. But yeah, it's that terrible 30 base power move that's a special attack and should never be used ever, and my god, why does it suck so much? I don't know, but regardless of that fact, we are going to take out this Shelmet here, and that is very helpful. You know, of all the Pokemon in the game that could wear the Rocky Helmet, I think Shelmet would definitely have to be the most fitting. Because, come on, it's basically a freaking helmet in the first place. That's why it's called Shelmet, right? It's Helmet Shell. So, yeah, that is an obvious thing to point out. But at the same time, it does happen to make it rather fitting to wear a Rocky Helmet, right? Well, maybe it's just me that thinks that. Who knows? I'm gonna quickly go ahead and get healed up. And then we are going to go into the Celestial Tower. We need to get a new Pokemon there too, which is quite nice. Yep, new Pokemon, new area. We've already spent just under 7 minutes doing this so far, so that's kind of a little bit lame. But what can you do? It's there. You can see patches of snow on the ground, and you can get footprints on there, and it's kind of great. Gotta admit, I love the nice little touches this game has all over the place. There's not necessarily as many as there was in Heart Gold Soul Silver, but that doesn't necessarily make it bad, it just makes it different. Anyway, yes, this is the game's equivalent of Pokemon Tower from the original games, and it's not nearly as frightening because the music is not creepy or anything like that. So, yeah, Pokemon time, I guess. What are we gonna get? We are not gonna get you, because you are evolved. So, that's unfortunate. I guess I'll be back when I can get something then. Oh god, I forgot it gets Power Gem. Ow. Well then. That's an interesting Pokemon. It's a Cloud9 Psyduck. I don't know what really to say to this one. It's curious. I don't know how... Wow, that did no damage. I don't know how this one would go. I mean, it is a water type. I've never really used it before. Could be good. It does get psychic attacks as well, but I think they're kind of way too late in the game for that. So, yeah, it's a Psyduck. I don't really know what else I can say about it. It's kind of there. We'll see what the nature is like. Cloud9 is a nice ability in the sense of it does... Well, I mean, it would be nice, but I don't think it matters too much in-game. And then again, it's either Cloud9 or Swift Swim, and neither of them, I think, matter much in the game. So there is that. Right, I don't actually know, at this point, how Psyduck is gonna pan out. I'm going to probably... Look at that sprite up there! I just see that sprite up there. That's so goofy, seriously. I have no idea what I would call this at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a silly route with this one and go with Nurofen, if I can remember how it's spelled. Yeah, it's right there. So, yeah, basically, for those who are not in the UK, I don't know if you've got the same medicine this way. Nurofen is a classic ibuprofen thing. It's a painkiller, like, headache remover thing. So there's your reference there. I don't know. Yes. So that is basically why it's called that. Indescribable energy. Oh noes. We are not going to like that at all, are we? Psychics are probably going to have more ghost types than anything here. And actually not with this one, LGM. I have no idea why this thing exists, but it does and we have to deal with it. So yeah, it's a psychic type. It doesn't have levitate despite looking like it floats there. So that's something you should maybe take into account. I don't know. It's very slow, it's generally pretty fragile, and it has hidden power. What type is this going to be, I wonder? Well, it's not very effective against me, so I don't know. Maybe it's like electric or something? Who knows? Who cares? We're going to take it out without casualty here, so that's fine. But the sheer fact of it does have hidden power means I may have to be careful later, because you never know what type it's going to be. Solasis! That is going to have Psyshock at this point, but I think it's okay. I think I can take it. And it just goes ahead and charms instead, so that will kill my use of Bug Bite for this battle, but I'm okay with that. I have Electro Web, and Electro Web is still pretty powerful, so yeah, I'm sort of alright with that. We'll go with it. Sigalith! Immortal enemy of the ages. I am neutral against your Air Slash, if you've got Air Slash, or Air Cutter maybe. I'm neutral against it. I do have the Eviolite. You're going for the light screen, which means I don't actually have super effective coverage effectively now. That's kind of annoying, but oh well. I get a crit instead, so up yours, Sigalith. Sigilith, whatever. I've heard people say it's supposed to be called Sigilith. I think I mentioned this before in like a stream or something, or maybe even in the previous video here, I don't know. But I think I've mentioned it before, how it's probably just like accent stuff. Like different people would say it in a different way. And, well, I mostly have always said Sigalith, so yeah, but maybe it's supposed to be Sigilith. Who knows? Who cares? It's evil and it's the enemy, and that's Meow. But that's not actually it. Oh dear, of course it has to be a lass called Kara who says Meow a lot. Now we are seeing the winter dealing. This is different from what we've seen before. I didn't actually go ahead and catch a dealing in the end, so I still don't know what that thing does, but oh well. You know, the whole scientist thing on Route 6. Still have no idea what that's about, but whatever. We are just going to bug bite this thing. Feint attack isn't going to do too much to me. I'm surprised it didn't go for the takedown actually. That would have done a lot more damage, but oh well. Not that I'm complaining, of course, because I don't want to take that much damage here, but takedown would have hurt a lot more, so it would have been the better move. Gothita! This is the parallel to Solasis. I don't think we've seen one of these yet. They are creepy as all hell. I really don't like them at all. And yeah, we're just gonna murder this thing as quickly as I can, because apparently it dies to a single bug bite. Okay, I actually wasn't expecting it to die to one bug bite, but sure. If that's how we're gonna play, then that's how we're gonna play. Yeah. I don't have anything else to really say to that one, so let's just ignore this thing and keep on going. So, item-wise, it's a hyper potion. That's useful, because healing is always nice. There are quite a few good items in this place, but there's also a lot of trainers around, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the whole place done in one shot, but I'm going to do my best, because I really do want to get this done in one go. We'll just see if that actually turns out to be the case. Emolga! Really? Really? Really now? Oh well, I don't think it matters too much, because I'm actually in the best possible position I can be in against Emolga right now, because his double team is mitigated by my compound eyes, and I have neutrality against it thanks to Electro Web, and it still missed! What? How did it still miss? Oh my god, really? How did I still miss? I know it's 95% accuracy normally, but I have compound eyes, that's 30% more accuracy. How did I still miss it? That sucks, man. Well, anyway, what I was going to say with this is that I don't have to contact it at all, which is good because it has static. And wow, the emulator recording stuff there just had absolutely none of that double team going whatsoever. Yeah, it's a very fast thing. Why do you have to hyper potion, you freaking... Ah, this is like the worst thing. This is literally the worst thing. There is nothing worse ever. Will Electro Ball kill it from here? Because of -3 speed, it might do. And I'm pretty sure Electro Ball does not make contact based on that animation. So I don't have to worry too much about that. So yay, more level ups. Level 34. I realized I could be using the Lucky Egg here, but Dweevil is so fragile that I really don't want to. And hey, Signal Beam! That is very, very good, because Signal Beam is a special type attack. 75 base power. It's only 10% chance of its effect happening, so don't count on confusion off of it. But it's a special type attack, so now I have both stabs with special typing, which is awesome. Herdia, I don't feel safe taking on a Herdia, especially not at level 30 when I'm at half health. Because if that thing has takedown or retaliate or something like that, I am probably going to die. So I'm going to go into my physical tank that can heal, and it's probably going to work up, and that's going to make me sad, but I think I can still take it on. No, it just goes straight for the takedown. Okay, that was a good move going into a thing there. My god, wow. Well, you've seen how much damage it did to itself there as well, but god freaking dang, it crits. It's a good job I did switch out, or Dweevil would have died. And we don't want that, because then I might well be screwed against Skylar if Dweevil dies. Yeah, I'm already gonna have to do enough grinding against her, you know, to fight against her as it is, so I really don't want to have that be made even more difficult. Freaking hell, Uddernaut is an absolute beast. I think you're not... well, I can't say you're not pathetic because you kind of are, but yeah, I'm just gonna heal up quickly because I can. Because as I said, I do still want to be using Dweevil here. I realize it's the highest level, but considering the Pokemon I have now to take on Skylar, it's basically mandatory at this point to level it up a lot. I can't remember exactly what level Skylar has either, but I'm pretty sure it's getting up there at this point because, well, let's see, Clay was 30 and 32. Oh wow, Duran. Clay was like, yeah, 30, 32. So I'm probably expecting Skylar to be up at about 36 or so. If somewhere around about that would be an interesting peak. And my god, the wild Pokemon here just do not stop. Really. Let it be known just how much I hate critical hits here, because my god, there are just way too many critical hits against me here. This is insane. Oh well, what can you do? We are just going to have to do another battle here so I can get that item, because I think that item is kind of important for me to get. It might be, I can't remember if it is or not actually, but it's there, and regardless I want it. And man, why is she hugging that Sewaddle like that? That looks weird, dude. Oh well. It's not important, because she actually has a Swadloon and she was cuddling the Sewaddle. That's kind of cute, actually, now that I think about it. God damn it, Protect! Why do they have to use just Protect out of nowhere? They don't do anything useful with this. Like, look at this. All this is doing is wasting time. Time which I don't really want to be spending doing that. It is completely and utterly useless in terms of doing anything useful for winning. And that, it's just disgusting. Because it, you know, there's so many better things that they can do. I mean, the Hyper Potion stuff, yeah, I can understand the healing. But when you just sit there spamming stupid stuff like the freaking Protect out of nowhere, when there's no no damage on my side building up. There's no reason to use it except for just... Yeah, I've gone on this rant before and I know that and I'm sorry for that, but it needs to be said pretty much every time because it's just really, really terrible. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So, yeah, we get Will-O-Wisp, TM-wise. It's pretty cool. It's only 75% accurate, but it auto burns. It's kind of nice. Hi. Yes, it is quite nice, but not many Pokemon I have can learn it, so that's a bit of a disappointment. Oh, god damn it, really? Really? 10% chance to freeze, and it freaking freezes. Are you kidding me? Oh god, why? What does one even say to that? Really, what does one even say? Oh yeah, I ditched thingy, didn't I? Whoops. Possibly not the smartest of options in this one, but oh well. Well, ain't that just obnoxious, because now I've got to go and heal again. Freaking... Do I have an ice heal? I do have an ice heal. I have a single ice heal. Wow, okay, that I guess is fair enough. The problem with Dweevil at the moment is that it is taking a lot of healing because it is extremely fragile, and that is never going to change. So... yeah, it kind of sucks to be Dweevil in that sense, but that's just how the game goes. There are a lot of trainers on this floor. All of these are trainers, pretty sure. So... I don't think we're going to get this all done, because I'm looking time-wise, it's already 24 minutes of recording. I don't think I'm going to get this whole place done, so I may just take on, like, most of this floor, perhaps. See, the problem is, the place is only about 3 or 4 floors long, so I guess this would be just about the midway point. Oh, Mashana. So maybe I could just get away with not doing any more after this floor, I guess, but it seems kinda silly at the same time, I don't know. Wow, that thing is bulky as all hell, but I get the 10% confusion chance, so will that matter? Maybe. Yes, it apparently will, because it goes ahead and hits itself. Alright, yeah, Mashana's got like 100 base HP or something, close to that. I think it's just over 100. And its defenses are fairly good, so it's a pretty tanky Pokemon. The problem is its offenses are only sort of average, and its speed is pretty much the worst thing ever. So don't count on it ever going first. And it's very limited in what it naturally learns as well. I think it really only ever learns Psychic attacks, and maybe Swift is about the only other thing. So yeah, it's not amazing in terms of offense, but in terms of defensive stuff there is not very much that's better in terms of Psychic types, especially that aren't legendary. Mashana's one of the bulkiest, so that's kinda cool. I don't think it's got Levitate though, which is weird as all hell, but oh well. Yamask! I guess it's a Pokemon that I can fight. We've seen this before, obviously. It's a ghost type. It's also pretty defensive. I think it's better on the physical than the special though. I wonder how much Electro Ball is going to do here though. Hey, this will also determine whether or not Electro Ball is a contact move, and it's not, because you've seen it didn't trigger Mummy, which is quite good. Mummy is Yamask's ability, which basically, if you make physical contact with it, it changes your own ability to Mummy. It does nothing else, so it's a built-in ability nullifier type of thing. It's like a built-in Gastro Acid or something. Wow, Golett, really? That completely takes a dump over me at the moment, because despite its looks, it is actually a ghost type, and it's also a ground type. So I cannot do anything to it with Dweevil over here, which means I've got to switch up. And what better to switch into than Mattress, who is physical, you know, defensive wise, and will take nothing at all from that particular attack, and then just Grass Knot for most likely a KO. Because it's a pretty heavy ghost. As you would expect, considering what it is there, it's kind of very thick, let's just say. So, yes, you would expect it to not survive a Grass Knot. Wandering spirits are commanding you. That's creepy. Not nearly as creepy as a lot of the trainers in the Lavender Tower thing, but still creepy. Litwick, yeah, this was what I was expecting more of the trainers to have. It's another ghost type, it's kind of why I was expecting it, but of course it's a candle, so it's a fire type as well, which means I cannot afford to stay in against it, and therefore I just have to switch out. But that's okay, it's probably going to go for Flame Burst. Nope, just Imprison. Okay. Flame Burst, I think it should have it by now. It's a, we've seen what the fire attack of it is like, so I don't really need to go into it. It's fairly decent for a basic attack in the game, you know, a learn set move. Not really any good for anything else, but it's good as a learn set, and that's what's important in this case. Swoobat! Oh, okay. We're starting to get into the somewhat more serious Pokemon at this point. Swoobat's the evolution of Woobat. Still pretty fragile, but it's very fast, and with Amnesia under its belt, that's actually going to be kind of annoying, because now its special defense means it'll do, you know, this won't do very much at all. And it really doesn't. Gonna see how much an X-Scissor will do. I'm thinking Air Cutter is gonna hurt a little bit, but I don't have too much that's better to take this on with at the moment, because you know, flying is a bit of a huge weakness for me, so yeah, Aqua Jet should finish it. Hope it finishes it. Will it finish it? Yes, it will. Okay, good, so we do take it out. That is pretty fancy right there. Spirits have calmed down a bit. Oh dear. Well, I don't really care for you and your stinky spirits there. That is the person I care for right down there, the healing nurse, obviously. Get ourselves a spell tag for the ghost type move stuff. I may use that if I end up bringing my ghost types back into play, which is not out of the question, but they are going to take a good bit of training at this point just to get up again. Well, then again, Siren might not take that much, but Siren's kind of nature blocked, so yeah, I don't know what I was actually going for there, but whatever. Durosion is very powerful, actually. It is obviously the evolution of Solasis, and it does a lot of damage. It's got a special attack score that rivals Alakazam almost, actually. It's 125 base, so this Psyshock is gonna hurt. I'm really hoping this doesn't crit. Cause yeah, that hurt. It probably would have killed if it critted. That's terrifying, actually. I didn't think it was gonna do that much, but yeah. 125 base special attack. That's another reason why I'm considering bringing Helios out again later as well, but again, it's sort of nature screwed stuff, so it sounds petty to really say that's a reason why not to use a Pokemon, but when it's both nature screwed and it's got the wrong ability, it really does make it much tougher to use. Really isn't something that you want to have around when it's got lower defense and up like the worst stat it could have, and then it doesn't even have Magic Guard instead of, you know, what it could have had. It's just not gonna work out. That's that and the whole training thing, but the training thing now is not an issue because now I can obviously go ahead and just use the Pokemon with the experience share. I can raise them up on whilst training other stuff, so that's not an issue anymore. What's the bigger issue is the fact that it just genuinely isn't as useful as it could be. Alomomola, this is an interesting Pokemon. Of course everybody thought this was an evolution of Luvdisc at first, and then Game Freak just went, no, we ain't doing evolutions this gen, we're doing all new Pokemon, and all new Pokemon with Protect for no frickin' reason. we've gone through this already. So yeah, this thing, it's obviously water type. It's very, very physically defensive, and it's got a massive amount of HP, but its special defense is terrible. That crit probably did still matter, but the fact of it's got no special defense to speak of is not good in its favor compared to everyone else. And yeah, Dweevil's getting really high level here, but I think it still needs maybe one more? Or does it? Or is it this level? It's actually this level. Okay, so now I can not use Dweevil for a while, because it's finally evolving, which is amazing. It's got Signal Beam, it's got 2 electric attacks so far. It's gonna make much better use out of one of them now. And yeah, it's fully evolved into the very awesome Galvantula. This name right here is quite possibly one of the best Pokemon names in existence. It's probably just because of it's a sciencey based thing there, but come on, Galvantula, Galvanize and Tarantula, obviously, it's an amazing name, and I swore to myself if I ever ended up using this in competitive that I would never nickname it, because it's just too good of a name. The other really good one, again sciencey, but the other really nice one I find is Ferrothorn, is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm sort of almost disappointed that I had to end up nicknaming it because of that, but regardless, it's a freaking Galvantula, it's awesome, and it's very silly as well. Yes, you can see 96 speed, it's pretty freaking fast at this point, which means Electro Ball is going to do more damage than it did before, but the disadvantage all is you can see its defenses are absolutely atrocious. And because it's now fully evolved, it can't use Eviolites. Which is why I'm not convinced that this thing is going to survive the full run. Which makes me very, very sad. Having said that, it's still an absolutely incredible Pokemon, and it can still go slightly mixed. I don't really have a strong enough physical attack to teach it, so I'll probably just stick with special, which means the nature's lowering defenses. But it still has marginal physical presence, maybe. Okay, not really, but you know, I'm trying to pretend here, damn it. So yeah, I think that's gonna have to do this one. I'm pretty sure there's only really one more floor, but that one more floor is kind of... yeah, I don't really want to be taking it on in this part because this part's already nearly 35 minutes long. So yes, that's what's going to happen. So this has been Gamer Cow playing Pokemon Black or Random Nuzlocke, and next time we're going to finish off Celestial Tower, and then maybe look into starting the gym stuff. I don't know, we'll see what time is like, but we'll find that out next time. See you later.